Welcome back to Commentary. I am Ary and we are playing Tailor Tales today. Grade Chapter 7. Pre-release, this will only release when he's out, but we are playing it before he's out because I cannot stop myself. And you shouldn't either. So, yeah, let's just start the next chapter. The last chapter was weird. We went into an adult shop because we were following Gray, and he knew and he did not think we would follow him in there, but we did, and it was embarrassing and kind of funny for him, but also kind of annoying for both sides, I think. And yeah, he recommended us a vibrator. That's all I'm gonna say. So he has his own thought. I don't know if was it a joke or does he actually like, are these his own thoughts, like, you know, about our love life. We will see. Whatever. I'm really curious how this chapter will turn out because I did not see the last one coming at all. Anyway, humming softly to myself, I lock up the front door of the boutique and turn off the lights. Lock up. Also, I'm not opening up. I'm closing. It's been a long day, and while I was lucky enough to book in a couple of new clients earlier, I'm exhausted and in desperate need of food. Oh, me too. I head to the back of the store, making my way towards my apartment to get a start on dinner. But before I've made it to the stairs, a noise stops me. Squinting my eyes in concentration, I tip my head and listen harder. It sounds like someone's in the basement. Deciding to check it out, I quietly follow the shuffling sound, then head down to the stairs to the basement, keeping my steps light. It's most likely just Gray setting up his for his game night, but he usually stops in to say hi when he arrives, and so far I hadn't seen him. It occurs to me at the last moment that it might be an intruder, and coming down here wasn't the best idea in the world. But I've come too far to go back now. The door to the basement is open when I approach, and I slip through to find my first guess to be correct. I find only Gray in the basement. He stands with his back to me, his head bowed in bowed. Wait, what's the right verb? Bowed? Yeah, bowed, I think. His head bowed in concentration as he looks down at whatever it is in his hands. Hey, I say quietly, and his head snaps as he turns, quickly hiding the item behind his back. I narrow my eyes. He looks really surprised. Actually, kind of shocked. I narrow my eyes, looking at him suspiciously. Something weird is going on here. What's that? Nothing. I raise an eyebrow at his tone, and the way his eyes shift to the side. He swallows guiltily, and I can see that he's caught off guard. Taking small steps towards him, I try to school my face into a look of innocence, but he doesn't buy it. Show me. His eyes narrow into slits, lips pursing as he shifts to his feet, and slowly backs up further. Yo, he's backing away? I dart out, trying to reach around him, but he steps to the side, grinning as he blocks my attempt. He backs up into the table, and with nowhere left to go, I lunge again and successfully snatch the item from his hands. Ary, wait! When I hold it in front of me, my heart almost stops. It's a photograph. A photo of me, to be exact, back when I was still in school. I look almost unrecognizable in it, having experimented with different hair dye back in the day, but the biggest difference was in my face. I look so young in the picture, and if I didn't know who the girl was, I would have said innocent. Surely someone who didn't know would never guess that she was the leader of her own gang. Where did you get this? Wait, but like she didn't look innocent in the CG at all, come on. Anyway, where did you get this? I asked, giving him a hard look, wondering if he recognizes the young me. He holds his hand up in front of him defensively, before nodding towards a small box on the table behind him. That came in today. What? He moves aside when I step to inspect it, glancing at the shipping label. And seeing my name in big, bold letters. I suck in a breath, but before I can lose my head completely, Gray cuts in quickly. Before you flip out, it was an accident. My focus snaps back to him and my skin goes warm. You accidentally went through my stuff. Yes, I mean no. He laughs nervously, running a hand through his hair. I didn't know it was yours. My name is on the label. That's illegal. He rubs the back of his neck, biting down his bottom lip guiltily. I didn't exactly read it. I was waiting on a delivery, and I just assumed that it was it. I brushed past him and snatched the open package from the table, all while giving him a withering glare. Like I said, it was an accident. Trust me, I wouldn't have opened it if I had known. I let out a as I glanced inside the box, finding a myriad of old things my parents had obviously cleaned out from my childhood room. My favorite soft toy, some notebooks filled with scribbles, some random trinkets. And then my heart lurches in my chest when I see what's sitting on the top of the pile. More photos, including one of Sarah, Nikki and I and the entire gang. I whip my head towards Gray, gauging his reaction. Has he seen the picture? Does he recognize them as the rival gang that beat up his friend all those years ago? Gray simply shoves his hand in his pockets, giving me an inquisitive look. It doesn't seem like he saw. I mean, I'm not sure. He might have, but like he's just seeing how you react, and like if his suspicion might be right that you're actually that person or something, you know? But I guess he didn't. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. Releasing a breath of relief, I closed the top of the box and hug it to myself protectively. So, he says, do you have a twin sister? I give him a confused look, shaking my head. Huh? No, I'm an only child. But you went to Cleaner Academy. Gray circles me and I tense, trying to play the question off as being no big deal. Crap, I guess he did see something in there to know I went to school there. Yeah, I confess. He makes a small sound, coming up to stand directly behind me, his breath tickling my hair. Wait, so he's behind me so that I don't see his face, right? Like he's making sure that he can hide. Wait. He's making sure that he can hide his emotions and keep poker face. Also, he's like putting pressure on me to get out the truth, right? There were some pretty tough gang leaders during the time. You would have been there. Were you close to any of them? I freeze like a deer in headlights. That's a loaded question. The wrong answer could get me into trouble. Just come clean. God. I don't want to lie. I'm kind of annoyed. I don't know. I mean, I feel like those delinquents were scary. That sounds like I'm putting him in place too, cause he was one of them, right? So I guess I have to say the other one. I didn't waste my time with them, I say firmly, deciding a lie is my is my best chance to getting out of this conversation. Gray huffs a laugh, as though he finds my answer amusing. When he stands in front of me, I keep my eyes on him, refusing to let my resolve falter. Not worth your time, were they, princess? He asks, his face turning hard. I shake my head, trying my best to maintain my composure. What gang member would be? He lets out a bitter sound, running a thumb over his bottom lip. I see how it is. Ignoring his reaction, I give him an impatient look. Why are you asking me all this anyway? I'm curious, that's all, he says as he backs off. I saw the gangs around quite a lot back in the day. Well, I didn't have much to do with them, I declare with finality, and then attempt to sway the subject. Oh, come on. Okay, really, I have to take a moment because I really hate this right now. Like, just be, like... Just tell him the truth. Just stand to what you did. Like, it's not nice. Like, I mean, yeah, there will be retribution, but you know what? Like, just come clean. And then it's over with. And, oh my, I'm gonna be out for a second. Okay, I'm back. I have calmed down a little bit. I guess I'm also like doubly mad because now he feels bad about himself, right? He can change his past and he might still be in it, kind of. I don't know. And he probably got his hopes up. He kind of was like, is this her? Or like, does she have connections to her? I want to see her again, maybe even. And then this happens, and it's just like, he had probably like a tough life because of that arrest. And yeah, now he gets like put down again, and I have so many issues with this again, is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's just continue before let's just get away from the scene. But I heard that you, the capo students, had a lot of fights with them back then. He stops and gives me a strange look, and then he clears his throat, his jaw going tense. I never told you I went to the capo high. My breath sticks in my throat, and I hold his gaze, shrugging my shoulders and flicking my hair to appear innocent. Well, I never saw you around Cleaner Academy, so the capo is my next best guess. It's a big school, and you seem to always surround yourself with people. He scoffs a little, crossing his arms over his chest and giving me a cynical look. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. I shake my head, turning to leave. Hand on my arm stops me before I can go, and I turn to find Gray's bright eyes fixed on me intently. Come. I want to know what you really think of me. Wait, sorry. Come on. I want to know what you really think of me. I let out a soft sigh. You want to know what I think of you? I step up to him, holding his gaze. I mean, okay, let me do it first. I think he can be really, really nice. He's really gorgeous too. And he has like a great character, like being funny and stuff, but I don't know if I can trust him. That's the thing, right? Like, he can make you love him and like him, and he's a charmer basically. But what's behind it? And that's the scary part, because he can be a nice guy. But is it like all a front or is it not? Right? That's my thoughts. And I hope, obviously, like, this is a romance game, yada yada, like, in the end it will not be just a front, but like, how much of it is a front? Because there definitely is part of it that is a front. Okay. I think you're like a wolf, Gray Jensen. You hunt in packs because you feel safer that way. And maybe you are. But because of that, no one gets to know you. Not really, anyway. He raises an eyebrow, and I bite down on my tongue, having already said too much. Clutching the box safely under my arm, I almost turn to leave before remembering what I had come down here for in the first place. Would you mind keeping it down tonight? It's been a long day, and you and your pack have been pretty noisy lately. He leans back against the table, staring at me in contemplation. Sure, no problem. I squint at him, wondering why that was so easy. Usually he has some witty, albeit smart-ass remark waiting in the back for me. Thanks, I say slowly, deciding I should take it for what it is worth and get the hell out of there. Hey, Ary. I pause in the doorway, turning back to find Gray still looking at me, his lips tilting into a familiar, crooked grin. I think that teal hair suits you much better. Wait, but I still have teal hair. My stomach lurches for a moment. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I don't say another word. Instead, I dash away before my face can betray my emotions and give everything away. The box needs to be put somewhere safe, away from prying eyes. That was a close call. Wait, but I do have teal hair. I'm so confused. Did I do something wrong when I changed my character? After dinner, I shower and slip into bed, desperately in need of an early night. I can't stop thinking about the conversation with— Wait, what is just a coincidence? that my character before in the CG, like as a teenager, had teal hair, like she always has teal hair. And now, wait, I have to check this later. I can't stop thinking back on the conversation with Gray earlier. It had been such a close call with him seeing those photos. At least now, no one will be unknowingly going through them now that the box is safe with me. Still, there's always a possibility he could bring it up later and all hell would break loose. The new life I've been trying so hard to keep could come crushing down on me. With a sigh, I pull my covers up higher and curl up on my side, trying to relax and get some much-needed sleep. I've almost drifted off completely when a series of muffled shouts startle me, followed by the sound of booming music. Picking up my phone from the nightstand, I glance at the time. It's 11 o'clock. With an exasperated huff of air, I reach for my phone to type a message to Gray. Can you please keep it down? I'm trying to sleep and have work tomorrow. I groan and plant my face against the pillow, waiting for Gray to check his phone and turn the volume down. Hadn't we already gone over this earlier? The sounds of music and voices continue to drift up the thin floors of the apartment, and I grit my teeth in annoyance, trying to ignore it. First, he goes through my mail, and now he thinks he and his friends can blast their music and keep me awake all night? The nerve of this guy! Grabbing my pillow, I shove it over my head to block out the noise, but to no avail. Wait a second. Did the music just get louder? That's it. I've had enough. Does he like to make me angry? Is this like on purpose? With a loud growl, I rip the back of the covers. I rip back the covers and storm out of my apartment, heading downstairs to the basement. My anger grows, and the closer I get towards the noise, realizing exactly how loud it is. It'd be a miracle if none of the neighbors show up to complain. Raising a fist to the wooden door, I knock loudly, though I'd be surprised if anyone could hear me over the racket. I knock again, louder this time, but still nothing. With an exasperated sigh, I push open the door. The whole place stinks of smoke, and I scan the room looking for the cause of all the trouble. And then lay my eyes on another familiar face, and my stomach tightens uncomfortably as he comes towards me. It's the creep who No! It's the hammer?! It's the creep who came into the boutique the first day Sarah and I were setting everything up. What's this? He asked with a smile, leering down at me. I suddenly feel uncomfortable wearing only pajamas. You didn't even get dressed. Oh my god. At least put a bathrobe over it or something. Come on. You don't know how many people are here. You don't know what people are here. Like, oh my god. How about you come in and stay a while? Leave her alone, Novak. A familiar voice drifts over and Gray steps forward, nudging the man aside. Wait, what did he just say? Wait, who? What do you mean? Huh, Novak, okay. Oh, did she catch the name? Gray's eyes land on me, his face twisted in annoyance. I try to keep myself calm, but the realization of exactly who is standing at his side has shaken me to the core. Wait, he's probably annoyed about the hammer. Ivan Novak, the hammer. That's why his head seemed so familiar. He's the bastard that cut Sarah 10 years ago. I feel my blood run cold at the sight of him, in my own building. What are you doing here? Wait, sorry. He was probably like, what are you doing here? I asked if you could keep the noise down. I gather my wits and say bluntly. Gray's eyes drift downwards, skimming over my attire. In doing so, I currently find myself standing in front of an entire pack of guys in a crumpled camisole and lace pajama shorts. Oh, that's not much. I'm just gonna say that.
Hmm.
Let's talk outside. Gray says hurriedly as he ushers me through the door, ignoring the wolf whistle that pierces the air behind us. Yeah, that's what I said. So Gray is like a decent guy in that sense. He does not want other people to stare at me. I mean, he's probably fine with it, but he closes the door and I back away from him, putting some distance between us. He raises an eyebrow. Was that Ivan Novak? I question him. You know him. I bite down on my lip, wondering how to phrase this. I just know he was a bad guy. Well, don't worry. We can keep him in check. But I'm sure that's not why you came down just now, dressed in... He glances over at my attire.
Hey.
That, he says with a slight smug smile. What's wrong? Dude, like I already said, like I told you to keep the noise down. Like I can't sleep with this noise. I can't sleep with this noise, I explain. Can you keep it down? I ask, thoroughly exasperated that I had to come down here in the first place. Gray breathes out a laugh, folding his arms in front of him stubbornly. The thing is, I don't take orders from you. What? I take another step back, staring at him in disbelief. I don't understand why he's acting this way when all I've done is ask him to keep it down. What? You don't get to tell— wait. You don't get to tell me what I do in my own space, he continues. I pay rent for this basement, fair and square. Yeah, but there are like conditions? You can't just do like whatever you want in that space. You know that, right? This is like on a weekday, 11 p.m. That's like, I don't know what country this plays in, but in most countries, that's like when you have to keep it down. Why are you being so difficult? I asked, throwing my hands up in front of me. Me? He steps closer, putting a hand on his chest before pointing in my face. You're the one who came stomping down here with your big girl pants on, interfering with in my business. Wait. Actually, you know what? You deserve to be told off. I told you to keep the noise down. He folds his arms over his chest and stares down at me, his eyes cold. You told me. What are you, my mother? Very funny, I frown at his tone. Keep the noise down, or I'll be forced to do something about it. He laughs at that, but there's no warmth in the sound. I don't understand why he's acting this way. And what do you think you're gonna do? You don't get to tell me what to do in my own space, he continues. I pay rent for the space, fair and square. Yeah, but for, you know, like, again, if you want to make music at night in a loud volume, you need a certain permit for that in most places. Just saying. Why are you being so difficult? Me? You're the one who came stomping down there with your big girl pants on, interfering in my business. What kind of business? Like, dude, this is not a club. You need a permit for that. I swat his hands away, though that doesn't stop him from going to town on me. You sure like bossing people around, don't you? Might have made a pretty good gang member back in the day. Might have made a pretty good gang member back in the day, after all. What? My mouth drops open as I stare at him. Why would he say something like that? Wait, so is that the case? Like, he saw the photos, he understood that I am that girl from back then, but he did not understand, because he didn't know that I am Kitsune. So he's just angry that I'm lying to him. And now he's trying to get back at me for it. But he has no idea what the actual story is. Maybe if he's friends with Ivan, he actually also knows that I'm the one who called the police. Maybe that's why he's angry too. But he definitely doesn't know that I'm Kitsune, because nobody of them knew. Anyway. Can you just keep the noise down? I say, growing tired of the argument. Please? No, I don't think I will. With a shit-eating grin, he walks off, taking the stairs down two at a time, as he heads back down to the basement. You know what? Cut the power. I don't need power when I'm sleeping. How about that? I'm quite frankly perplexed at his response. No! He said no. Yeah, the guy that was so nice before, like something has to have happened for him to change like that. And then the howling begins once more, shouting like a pack of goddamn animals. I had called him a wolf, but this is how he chooses to repay me for it. My blood boils in my veins, and how casually he dismisses my request. He may rent the basement, but this is my building. I'm the one who put my blood, sweat and tears into making this place what it is. The least I deserve is to be able to get a good night's sleep in my own house. This is war, Gray Jensen. You don't get to mess with me. Dashing back up to my apartment, I grabbed the keys for the breaker box and then returned to the hallway. Using my phone as a light, I unlocked the cover and put it open, scanning the line of switches for the one with the small label next to it reading basement. With no hesitation, I put the switch down. In an instant, the booming sound of music disappears, replaced instead by a few alarmed shouts and voices. I quickly locked the box and leaned back on the wall next to it, crossing my arms. Now, all I have to do is wait. Barely a minute passes before I hear the basement door being thrown open and the sound of angry footsteps flying up the staircase towards me. My heart hammers in my chest, adrenaline pumping through me as Gray rounds the corner, primed for murder. He is definitely pissed. He charges towards me, reaching for the keys before I snap them back just in time. Turn it back on, he demands with an irritable expression. No, I won't. I already tried asking you to keep the noise down, but you didn't listen. Give me the keys, Ary. He growls at me, his breath heavy from just having sprinted up the stairs. Wait, I just noticed he knew my name back then, and he knows my name now. And he saw the photos like he knows that that's me. He would be really stupid if he didn't. I maintain a firm stance, tightening my grip on the keys. He takes in a breath to calm himself, but by the way his nostrils flare, he's positively livid. We were in the middle of an important game. We need the electricity on, he says through gritted teeth, as though it's paying him to be civil right now. Let's think about this first, I say, still refusing to give him what he wants. What are you gonna do for me? What do you want? He asks, his eyes hard. I take a deep breath. First, I want an apology for you being a dick just now when I asked you to keep it down. I start to list. Gray's mouth pulls into a thin line. He then sighs. Fine. It was a dick... Fine. It was a dick move. I apologize. Can you turn it back on, please? I tell you what. I'll turn the power back on. However, if I hear one single howl out of any of you, it won't be back on again until tomorrow morning, I threaten. His jaw tenses, and with no further cards to play, he has no choice but to give in and finally keep the noise down. All right, he bites out. He then storms his way back down the stairs, even though the light is not on yet, but whatever. I open the box again and flick the switch back up, seeing the glow of light spilling out from beneath the basement door. I mean, he will probably forge a lockpick for this, or like get a second key or something. He will not let this happen again, I don't think so. Or really? I don't know, maybe he learned his lesson. I don't know, I really don't know. Hopefully he learned his lesson from that. Dang. I dash back to my bed and crawl under the covers, but I know I'm not going to be able to sleep straight away. I need to text Sarah and tell her what happened. Hey, are you awake? Barely? What's up? You'll never believe what just happened. Gray was playing music way too loud and refused to turn it down, so I had to shut down his power to get him to listen. No way! Look at you, badass! You've still got it. Guess I do. Also, Ivan Novik seems to be one of his players. Wait, what? I don't know either, but it's making me uncomfortable. Want me to sleep over tomorrow night? Can't have two dicks hanging around without around you without protection. Sure thing. I put my phone back on my nightstand, happy that Sarah will be staying over tomorrow. We'll be prepared for if things turn out like that tonight. Sorry. I pour over my workbench, cutting a strip of green velvet fabric from a roll and setting down the scissors. After I had agreed to Nicky's proposal about making the costumes for the Exclaimer Academy play, he had sent through a list of what was required. It had been strange talking to Nicky again after so long. I've changed so much from what I used to be almost 10 years ago. Oh yeah, also like, if Nicky will come back, then I bet Gray will meet him and he will be like, "You're still her boyfriend, like fuck off." Anyway, I have to keep reminding myself that this is only a job. It's not like I'm required to suddenly be friends with him again, after all this time. I'm not sure I'd even know how to. I glance at the list once more, making a note in my workbook of the outfits that are required for the various characters. Romeo and Juliet is a classic, and more than suitable for an Academy production. Nicky had assured me that the costumes for minor roles had already been taken care of, but they still needed brand new outfits for the main characters, including the star-crossed lovers themselves. The costumes had called for medieval gowns, doublets and breeches. I was going to have my work cut out for me, but the payoff would be worth it. Being able to show off my design skills in the play is a sure way to gain interest in my work, and if all goes as planned, the bookings will follow from here. Snagging the mommy crowd is nothing short of striking a gold mine. When I hear the back door of the shop open, I don't look up. I already know who it is. I can tell as much from the scent of the cologne that drifts towards me. Hey, can we talk? Gray comes up beside me, just as I fold up the fabric and cut a length of gold trim to accentuate the gown I'm working on. I'm not in the mood to talk, but I force myself to look up at him anyway. You're still mad, huh? He asks with a sigh. What do you think, Gray? I cross my arms, trying not to let my temper get the better of me. I won't just fall on my knees and thank you for trying to keep me up half the night. Especially when I have a ton of work to get through today. Huh. I barely kept you up. His mouth curves into a playful grin. I could do so much worse than that. I purse my lips, though he simply chuckles. Look, I'm sorry about last night. I was a jerk. How about you let me take you out for dinner to apologize? Wait, really? I'm a bit confused where this is coming up now. I'm getting whiplash. Like, is this the Gray that he was before, right? Like, he was like, maybe it's easier if we just play nice. I don't know why, but why was he just such a jerk? Maybe because of the photos was like he didn't have time to like work through what he found out and stuff. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's like, well, I don't know what her story is and stuff. I should stop. I should just read. How about you let me take you out for dinner to apologize? I think you're kinda missing the point, I sigh, turning back to my work. Taking me out to dinner isn't really going to solve much. Gray leans back against my workbench and looks down at me. I get the impression that that was exactly the answer he had been expecting. I was impressed by your little stunt last night. Didn't think you had it in you. There wasn't much else I could have done, I say, trying to keep focus on my work. I pull out a roll of cream satin. Wait, I have no idea how you say that in English. Struggling with the weight of it, until Gray takes it from my arms and sets it on the workbench. When I turn back to face him again, it's to find that crooked grin of his tilting his lips. What is it? I give him a quizzical look. I'm beginning to realize the sorts of things you're capable of. he says, and though I can't tell why, his voice seems hard. We lock eyes, confusion running through me at the sight of this glacier stare. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. As though it had never been there at all. Come to dinner with me, he says again, softer this time. He bends his head towards me, his blonde hair falling into his bright eyes as he does so. We can talk more? You wanted to get to know me better, didn't you? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted, but I wasn't about to let him off so easily. I'm a bit too busy for that right now, I say, turning back to my work and hoping he takes the hint. Sadly, he doesn't move an inch. What can I do to change your mind? How about letting me get back to work, for starters? He looks visibly taken aback by that, but I don't give in. You know what? Fine. If you won't even let me apologize, then I'm not going to force you to hear it. He storms off, the sound of the back door slamming shut behind him. I bite my lip, trying to focus on the fabric in front of me. But I can't stop replaying that conversation in my head. Yeah, you kinda slammed the door there. Like, this could have been good between you two. Like, I mean, I'm not even saying for this route, or like this route, but like, in general, between people. Like, he made an effort, and like, if people make an effort, you should at least try to, like, close the gap a little bit. Don't have to close it completely, but depends on how much effort they're doing. What does he have to be mad about? He's the one who's been acting like a jerk. Well, I mean, he's trying to, like, make up for it, right? I just don't get it. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. I think the next one might actually be a CG chapter, so maybe we're gonna get the date anyway. Oh, wait, actually, maybe, maybe he's just like, okay, like, you don't have time to go out, how about I cook for you? Could be, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, wait, I wanted to check with the hair, right? What is player CG colors? What color do I have right now? Oh, brown, dang, okay, so that's why. Okay, so now he should, dang it, now I want to know what he says. Okay, let's do this again. So we're back at the same scene again. Also, like, I was asking him nicely, would you mind keeping it down tonight? And he says, sure, no problem. So I think, like, he was working through what he just learned, and then he got mad, and then he changed his mind. Because I think, actually, it kind of sounds genuine when he says it right now. Staring at me, contemplation. Yeah, I think he just didn't, like, he's not sure, like, he didn't reach the bottom of everything yet. Anyway, let's see if he says something else about my hair now.
Huh?
I think teal hair suits you much better. But I still wear teal hair, but whatever. Okay, never mind then. Okay, well, let's stop here, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. Bye!